Let's talk about something counterintuitive. Looking poor to get rich. Yeah, you heard it right. It might sound crazy, but trust me, the more you think about it, the more it makes sense. I'm going to break down 5 key reasons why keeping a low profile financially can do wonders for you. First up, it's all about how different people perceive money. Think about it. Someone struggling to make ends meet, they see money as a simple way to cover bills. The middle class, they see it as a way to buy comfort. But the true wealthy, they actually see money as a tool, a way to make more money. They invest in assets, stocks, they make their money work for them. It's not like Mark Zuckerberg can't afford a luxury clothing or a fancy watch, right? But he prefers to keep normal clothes, normal watch. Why? Because he got his priorities right. He doesn't need to prove to anything to anyone, which is an amazing mindset to develop. If you're already on your financial journey, building your emergency fund, investing a part of your salary, and buying what you need, you are already on a path to financial freedom. Next, let's talk about how ridiculously expensive it is to look rich. You would have heard of the term keeping up with the Jonas, right? It's that whole psychological trap where you're trying to match or outdo your friends or neighbors. Buying a bigger car because your friends got one. Going on fancy vacations just to post on social media. It's more about showing off than what you actually need. And that's a problem. It can actually push you into debt, unnecessary stress just to maintain an image. At the end of the day, it's a trap because there's always someone with more. It's better to focus on what works for your life instead of competing with others. Remember when Jeff Bezos was asked why he drives an old car? His answer? Because the old one works fine. That's the mentality of someone who gets it. If you're in a good position driving to work every day, consider using a two-wheeler or public transport sometimes. Not only will you save thousands on fuel, but lakhs on upgrading to a new car. And that money, you can invest it, build assets instead of wasting it on liabilities like cars that depreciate like crazy. Now, I'm not saying don't buy a car or don't spend on things you need, but think about the opportunity cost. What else could you do with that money? Reason number 3, rich people get treated differently. Trying to look wealthy will make things more expensive for you. Ever seen those Instagram reels comparing cab costs on iPhones and Androids? iPhone users often pay more. Why? Because companies assume they have higher incomes. They think, oh, they can actually afford it. Similarly, if you and your friend go to a car wash and your friend is driving a Mercedes and you're driving a Maruti, they will get quoted a higher price. It's just how it works. And here's another drawback. You might have less authentic connections. People might actually think you are status signaling and they'll want to connect with you because of how you look and not who you are. Number 4, looking poor lets you really focus on what really matters. When you strip away the need to appear wealthy, you start valuing your goals, your relationships, health, and personal growth. As Steve Jobs said, innovation is saying no to thousands of things. Same goes to your finances. Say no to the pressure of keeping up and you'll have more energy for what actually counts. Look at Warren Buffett. He lives in the same modest house he bought in 1958. Why? Because he values financial discipline and long-term growth. It's not about neglecting yourself, it's about focusing on your inner wealth. The bigger question is, are you building real wealth or just an illusion? This shift in the mindset will not only save you money but also help you align your actions with your true priorities, like creating value or building financial security for the long haul. And finally, reason number 5, looking poor nurtures resourcefulness and financial discipline. When you're not focused on flaunting wealth, you develop a mindset where efficiency and creativity take center stage. The need to appear affluent often leads to impulsive spending and wastefulness. But by opting for simplicity, you actually cultivate the habit of making every penny count, ensuring that your financial resources are used wisely and intentionally. This mindset breeds resourcefulness, the ability to make the most out of what you have without needing to constantly upgrade or indulge in luxury. Take the example of Ingvar Kamprad, the founder of IKEA, who was famously frugal despite building a global empire. He drove an old Volvo, flew economy class, and avoided unnecessary luxuries, focusing instead on building his business. His resourcefulness allowed IKEA to offer affordable furniture to millions worldwide, proving that thinking long term and living modestly doesn't just save money, it can be the foundation of massive success. See, looking poor in this sense isn't about depriving your needs, but rather about making smarter choices, developing habits of savings, and prioritizing meaningful investments over short term pleasures. It teaches you that wealth is not just about accumulation but also about being disciplined and thoughtful in how you manage your resources. So, looking poor isn't about giving up on success, it's about freeing yourself from the pressures that come with wealth and focusing on what truly matters: personal growth, meaningful relationship, and long-term financial freedom. The way different classes perceive money, the hidden cost of trying to appear wealthy, and how rich are treated differently all highlight that looking poor can be a smart strategic choice. By embracing simplicity, you nurture resourcefulness and financial discipline, which are the real keys to lasting success. So, if you're actually tired of keeping up appearances and want to build a lasting wealth and a fulfilling life, consider shifting your mindset. Start by questioning your spending habits. Ask yourself if each purchase is really adding value to your life or just maintaining an image. Focus on creating value, cultivating skills, and investing in your future. The less you focus on looking rich, the more you'll have the freedom to be actually rich, that too on your own terms. That's it from me. I'm Nikhil Varghese. Share this video and subscribe to learn how to make your finances less tricky with FinNiki.